Today is Saturday, January 13th. Hope you're all having a great weekend. We got NFL playoffs today. I posted my video last night. Hopefully you guys are able to take a look. A quick recap on Flex Friday. We had a DNP on that flex. We ended up going 3 for 5. Luckily it was protected. It was a free roll. But we did hit our 2-man. So hopefully we can do that again for day 2. Which brings me up to my top 2 picks today. And my first one will be Jalen Williams. He did cash for us a couple days ago with his fantasy. It did get slightly bumped to 32.5. It was at 32. I still like it. He's been averaging the low 40s. Favorable matchup for them as well against Orlando. So I'll be taking Jalen Williams. And I'll be pairing it up with Jason Tatum's fantasy. And his fantasy is at 45. I have no idea what the Celtics were doing last game. Most of their starters were sitting down in the first half. They got blown out. I mean, it was just a weird game against the Bucks. I figured it was going to be competitive. So I don't know what the Celtics were thinking. But they're at home. They're playing against Houston. I think they're going to bounce back. You should target a lot of the Celtics players. Jaylen Brown's another one you should target, and Porzingis. But I think Tatum's the one's going to bounce back the most. And I'm going to be pairing it with Jalen Williams as my top 2 picks for today. So let's head on over to our 5-man that we built. And we're going to go right back to Jalen Williams and Tatum. But I'm going to be taking their PRA. And this slip, 26.5. DG Fantasy has it over 54% hit rate. He's taking the more. You can see his past 5's gone over. And his past 10's gone over 9 of those past 10. Obviously be taking Williams and Jason Tatum. Like I mentioned, he's going to bounce back in a big way. 39.5, that's too low for him. Usually he's in the mid 40s. That's usually his average. So to be at 39.5 against the Rockets, he should easily clash this. So I'll be having PRA over and Jalen Williams over PRA. Next I'm going to go with is Clint Capella. DG Fantasy has his fantasy score to go under at 32. That is an option you can take. I'm going to be taking his rebounds at 10.5. I think he's going to have in the mid 14, 15. He had 17 about 2 weeks ago against Washington. He's probably going to regress from that, but I still think he's going to have 14 or 15 rebounds in this matchup. You can also look at his offensive and defensive rebounds if you don't like that 10.5 number. But I'm going to be taking his full game prop rebounds at 10.5 to go over. Washington doesn't have much size besides Gafford and Tyus Jones, and even then, they're not true centers like Clint. So that's why a big reason why I'll be taking his rebounds. My 4th leg, I'm going to go with Luguentz Dort. DG Fantasy also has this at 53% hit rate. I'm going to be taking his points and assists. His points is another good option. But occasionally he gets 1 or 2 assists a game, but he can get this on points alone, which I'll be taking as 10.5. And my last leg for this 5-man, I'm going to go with Julius Randle. And this was actually just posted right now. DG Fantasy has this as a 54% hit rate. And I'm going to be taking Randle's PRA at 46.5. That is way too high for him. Obviously, he does have a ceiling of 50. Going against Memphis should be even matchup, even though the Knicks are doing much better than Memphis. Memphis is out with John Morant. You can also take his points to go under. Obviously, he's been hot the past couple of games. But at 31.5, that's way too inflated for Randle. But Randle's a great player. Obviously, you can get it. But PRA, 46.5, that is way too high. So I'm going to be taking the under. I think this is going to get bumped down to 45.5 closer to game time. So hopefully you guys were able to get it in. But I'm going to be taking the under on that. So those are my top 5. Jalen Williams, Jason Tatum's over PRA, Clint Capella over rebounds, Luguentz Dort over points and assists, and Julius Randle less PRA. So mix and match, pick your favorite. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.